My name is Blaine, and today I'm going on an adventure.
Over the next 3 days, I'll be solo backpacking along the Marufo Vega Trail in Big Bend National Park. Come along as I deal with the cold, the wind, and the unforgiving wilderness.
So far, this trail has given me everything I wanted from this type of trail. I've been backpacking for about 3 years. I've done trails around Asheville, northern Louisiana. I'm getting a little tired of forests. This is definitely a welcome change. I mean, look. It's amazing how different it is. Very windy. Eesh. Alright, I'm at the first big climb of the trail. I've come that far. You can kind of see the car is way off. Now, I gotta go up here. That is a very steep hill. Okay. Oh, very steep hill. Oh. Oh. Okay. Moving on. Okay. Hey. reassuring to know that in the event that I fall, I look a wild horse. That's funny. The cactus, you know that wild horse will catch me. Hi, wild horse. Ooh, that's a view. Progress. Nice thing about doing this relatively short trail, 14 miles, not exactly short, but shorter than 30. The nice thing about doing this trail over 3 days is I can just chill. There's no rush at all. So I can just sit back, hopefully not on a cactus, and relax and enjoy it. Trash bag. Okay. Let's take a look at the view. Pretty much everything over that way is all Mexico. Everything on the far side of the river, Mexico. Little airstrip out there. Also Mexico. And that's where we're going next. More up. Alright. Still haven't left this spot yet. I treated a hot spot on my foot, inside of my heel, starting to get a blister. Put a band-aid on that. Check that out later when I stop for lunch. Also just refilled my water bottle. Ugh. Glad I brought 8.5 liters. It's definitely going to get used. It's pretty surprising. It's not the sweat. Well, it is the sweat, but this wind. It's the wind just whips it right out of you. Anyway, with this bottle, I'm going to put in some liquid IV. I love this stuff. Go again. Oh, man. One last check, actually, to make sure I didn't forget anything. Leave no trace. trails were not for me. I did not eat orange peels. Alright. Tally-ho. I'm at the sort of top, and it's very windy. Very windy. Oh, shade. Not looking forward to shade. Whew. Whew. It's a pretty good view. Whoa, okay, I'll keep moving. Jesus. Right here, getting a little dicey. Crazy cutout. Yeah, something's living in there probably. This is exactly why I wanted to do this kind of trail. It's so freaking cool. Alright. I mean, look at how big this is. How tall that is. The scale of everything out here. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. It's like nothing else I've done. We're just starting. Alright, look, I know I keep rambling about how cool everything is, how different and huge everything is, but I mean, come on. It just keeps going. Everywhere you look, everywhere you go, it just keeps going. It's just walking up this wash. You are surrounded by insane rock formations. all huge. I'll stop rambling on it eventually, but I'm still amazed, so yeah, go this way. Alright, wardrobe change. I'm starting to get a little hot for the jacket. Don't want to get sweaty out here. When you're anywhere backpacking really, but more so in the desert, it's better to be cold and dry than hot and wet. Quote me on it. Alright, so I got caught up in looking at the rocks and I missed my turn. I'm doing a slight alteration on this trail. So, I mean, I missed my turn in that I ended up following the trail perfectly. That's not what I want to do. I'm doing my own thing. So I'm doubling back. Looks like it's only about half a mile back. We're gonna find it. Hopefully. Stay tuned. Alright, I found it. It was very, very hidden, so not exactly my fault for missing it. The only thing marking it was a sign that says it's this way. Anyone can miss that sign. It's just a metal sign bolted to a rock. Who's looking for that? Anyway, back on course. You know, maybe the riverbed was better, but yeah, it'll be fine. Alright, so when I was initially scoping this trail out, trying to identify places to camp, one of the places that looked flat and doable, where is it? Is that bluff right there. Right there, up there. Now, the trail kind of goes down here and then weaves around, and it seems to go below the bluff, which means I would have to go over there to go up, but I would camp up there, and that kind of sounds worth it. Maybe it's just going through all that and then some of that. That's probably doable, right? And we're gonna find out. Here we go. Okay, I'm not at the top yet. I'm maybe halfway, but I did find a very nice spot to sit down, break out my chair, and I'm gonna eat some lunch, recuperate a little bit, and just take in the view. If I wasn't trying to go for the higher peak, this is a pretty sweet view. Could definitely camp here. I guess if that doesn't work out, I could always come back here. Although, what time is it? I've got, I can't read that. What time is it? It's 2 o'clock. I have 4 hours of light left, realistically. 4.5 actually. Even though I don't have a tent, I still want to get where I'm gonna be a fair bit before dark, because I want to set stuff up. It's one of the nice things about Big Bend is it gets absolutely pitch black here. No lights from anything for 100 miles. So I'm looking forward to that a lot. But I'm gonna chill here for a little bit. I'm gonna get some lunch. I'll show you what I decided to snack on. It's mostly gonna be the snacks, but oh, it feels good to sit down, take a load off. All right, lunchtime. Beef jerky. Of course, I stopped at Buc-ee's on the way in. Gotta stop at Buc-ee's. They got some beef jerky. I've never tried their beef jerky. So I'm gonna try some. I'm not eating all this. Snack on something else and save the rest of this for later. Looks pretty good. This is the peppered variety. I didn't want to get anything too spicy for the trail. Blow my ass out. That would not be good for the wildlife. That's good stuff. Peppered was the right call. Alright, I'm gonna sit here and chew on this beef jerky and rest my feet. I don't know, 30 minutes or so? We'll see. Right now, sitting pretty good. Check back in if that changes. Alright, kitted up, ready to go. I took a nice long rest, and now we gotta get up on top of that thing somehow. Alright, here we go. So the higher up you go, the fewer plants you have to deal with, because the plants aren't stupid. We're getting there. We're getting pretty close. Okay. We're almost there. We're on the second highest part. Just right over there. Pretty windy, and it took a while. Man, it's worth it. Definitely worth it. Best view of the trip so far. Look at that. Alright, now to find a non-windy spot to sit down for the night. Oh, look, it's the Rio Grande. So, my options up here are pretty limited. It is incredibly windswept. Importantly, I would like to stay up here because I want to be in line of sight of that range for the morning, for the sunrise. Also, this is a good spot to view the night sky. So, here's what I'm going to do. There is the remains of some rock something somebody did. It's either a rock thing or it's made by the same people who did the square thing on Mars. Look it up. But I'm going to utilize this as at least a minimum windbreak. And should be good. I have the equipment to deal with the wind with no tent. Which is funny because this spot would have been actually pretty good for a tent. But I'm gonna get situated. Alright, so lesson learned on the tripod. Gotta weigh that shit down with rocks, because even this little teeny tiny camera can catch enough wind to go. Camera's fine. I think the rock fared worse. But for now, here's where I'm at. Not bad, but it'll do. As it gets closer to dark, I'll lay out a ground tarp. I'll weigh the corners down with some rocks. Yeah. Should be good, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. The little rocks do enough. When I'm laying down, it's not going to be a problem. Now I just relax. At some point soon, I'll fix dinner. Watch the sun set over that mountain over there. About an hour and 20 minutes or so. Alright, I'm just gonna chill. Check back in when that changes. Alright, well, the sun has just gone down. It is getting a little chilly. I get to watch the sunset fall over those giant mountains. But this is what I got. This is where we're at. So, I've got ground cover. I've got my wool blanket. So ground cover, wool blanket. My wool blanket is wrapped around my sleeping pad. And I've got my tent.
Hey, Editor Blaine here from the future. I don't know why I called the sleeping bag a tent here. I'm going to do it several more times in rapid succession in a second, but look, it's just desert madness at this point, so look, it's a sleeping bag. We all know it's a sleeping bag.
If it ends up being too cold to just be out in a tent, the tent can go underneath the wool blanket too, just on the sleeping pad. I'll have my water and stuff in there with me. Should be good. I've got heating pads and all kinds of stuff, so not worried. It's supposed to be freezing tonight. I think high 20s, low 30s, so. The nice thing is, which didn't even occur to me, but it should have. In my brain, I was thinking, oh man, it's gonna be freezing. If I don't sleep with a tent, I'm gonna have frost on me in the morning. But no, it's so dry out here. Of course, there's no frost. Why would there be frost? It's 0% humidity. So yeah, it's just gonna be cold. Very, very, very cold. Which is fine. All right, time to get dinner. Extra cordage. Cup. Wind blows the water out of this cup, it's not my fault. That is 14 ounces. Trying to do this without wind. Okay. We're cooking. And warming up my hands. Getting there. Oh, it's boiling. It's boiling over. All right. That boiled real fast. Okay. All right. And shake it up. It is
It is hot, hot. Oh yeah. Give it a shake. Really, I should have had my spoon out and ready. All right, time to eat. Ooh, smells good. Looks warm. All right. All right, well, I'm gonna finish eating. I don't know when I'll check in again, but stars, and then going to sleep soon. So, see you then. It is time to go to sleep. Still windy. Probably gonna be windy all night. And the stars are just crazy. There are so many stars and satellites, tons of satellites. But I'm going to bed. Hopefully I'll wake up early enough to catch sunrise. Good night. Oh, good morning. The sun has risen, and it is very, very bright. The wind died down eventually. It didn't stop completely, but it got less. I don't know what time that was. It was late. It never really got, it's below freezing. But man, I was warm. I was nice and toasty. But now I'm gonna get up, fix breakfast, and then I'll pack up and start figuring out the day. Oh, not really looking forward to getting out of my toasty sleeping bag, but it doesn't feel too bad out there. Oh, there's the wind. Yeah, not looking forward to that either. All right. Okay. I got things a little situated. I'm gonna eat breakfast. It is almost 9 o'clock, which is fine. I will be starting essentially today at the same time that I started yesterday, which is fine because today I'm planning to go far shorter of a distance. My plan for today, I will attempt to overlay a map of some kind here, is to go, out of an abundance of caution, I'm going to attempt to refuel water at a spur trail that's not on the map to the Rio Grande, which is only about 1.5 miles from here. And then from there, I'm going to go the remaining 2 miles to the official spur trail, which takes you down to the Rio Grande. And there's a nice little flat spot there that would be great to camp. So that's the plan. And that's going to leave about 7 miles to get out on Sunday, which is fine. So I got plenty of daylight to make that. All right, where's breakfast? Yes. The Mountain House granola with milk and blueberries. Actually, one of my favorite things that Mountain House does. Because on a cold morning like this morning, when your water is already very cold, it's pretty perfect. Yes. It's good stuff.
Alright, sorry about that. That GoPro battery died. We are all packed up, and it's time to head out. It's pretty much exactly as I found it. I moved some of the additional little rocks, but some of those things are really freaking heavy. All packed and ready to go. It's probably an hour to get back to the trail. It is currently, what time is it? It's 10 o'clock. It took an hour to pack up. That's about right. Well, pack up and eat breakfast. So we'll be back at the trail by 11. It'll probably take an hour-ish to get to the river. And I'm probably not going to be hungry then, but we'll see. I might do an early lunch while I'm refilling my water. It's warmed up a bit. Feels nice. Another nice clear day. So I'm off. If I hit anything crazy, yeah, you'll know about it. Here we go. All right. Warrior Trench. It warmed up, but I made it. Almost. This trail right here. This one last little bit to go down, which is a very sketchy bit. But I made it in almost half the time. It took me 35 minutes to get this far, which is pretty good. Ooh, sketchy rocks. Sketchy, sketchy rocks. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, almost. Oh, we are back on the trail. Okay, onward. All right, we're not there yet, but friendly reminder, that's where we're coming from, that's where we're going, and that's where we stayed last night. All the way up there. It's gonna be some pretty great views from here on out. All right, now we go to the river. Okay, we are not at the river yet. Apologies. However, this descent to the river is insane. It is actually insane. We go that way, and then the trail just disappears over the edge. So let's try this as carefully as humanly possible. Yo. Nice little cave. Oh, mama. Be a nice spot to spend the night if I could guarantee that there's not stuff living in there, which there almost assuredly is. Okay. It's a long way down. Oh, nice little tree. Continuing. This is one of those places that's the reason for recording stuff like this on video. Pictures will never do this justice. Whew. Okay. I guess I'm going that way. That way looks borderline impossible, so yeah, let's go this way. Up we go. Hello. Oh. Honestly, I'm glad I didn't do this one yesterday. That would have been... This... Well, not done yet, so... This would have been difficult after everything yesterday. Okay. Crouch real low. Okay. Not bad until you realize you have like a 35-pound pack on your back. Whew. Okay. Ew. Ugh. Not that way. Phew. Now the cairns lead me to believe it's this way. Okay. Dude, another thing just occurred to me. Man, climbing this would suck. Granted, I have an almost equally bad climb on the other side, but whew, I'm glad I chose to do it in this direction. If that's the contrary in the future, I will cut to me saying, I immediately regret this decision.
Hey, Editor Blaine again. As funny as it would be to cut in that clip, it does not exist. You will find out why towards the end of this video.
Oh, well, it's gonna go that way and down. Okay, sure. I'll take the easy path when I can. Whew. I'm gonna take my jacket off. Most of this part's been in the sun. Although now we're going into the shade, so... Holy shit. Onward. These kind of caves are the things I would love to have a little robot. Just send it up in there. That would be so cool. I would hate to interfere with wildlife that might be in there, but just seeing the inside of that cave could be something. Alright, this descent is taking longer than I thought, so I'm just gonna keep rolling. And I'll probably cut it up. Because holy shit, it is going. Okay. Yep. Close. We are very close. Oh man, look at that. Alright, this seems like a good place to cut off until the river. That was a rough descent. The river awaits. Onward. Alright, we are here. Tell you what, I don't know if it's because I've been wandering through the desert for a day and a half, but that water looks pretty nice. Still gonna filter it, but oh, ducks. The fourth sign of life that we've seen. Go figure. Oh, okay. Now I just gotta find my way down there. I will check in when we get there. Alright, well, I am set up for a nice, chill lunch spot. I got a nice shady patch. Got a great view. I'm gonna relax here for probably an hour, eat some lunch, fill up some water. Then we got about a less than 2 mile hike to the next spot. But I'll check in before that. Well, I was just hanging out, minding my own business. And wouldn't you know it, a group of canoers wandered by. Looked like 5 canoes, 2 couples in their own canoe, and 3 guides. Man, they were packed. They had 5 or 6 ice chests. They checked in to see if I had enough water, asked me if I wanted a beer. Nice guys. That would be, man, canoeing up the Rio. That would be an amazing trip. Spend 3 or 4 days just doing that. Might add that one to the list, because that is pretty awesome. I haven't even eaten my lunch yet. Back to chilling. Okay, so here's the plan. I am going to be eating a lunch of more beef jerky. Another one of these smoothies. This one is going to be strawberry pineapple. The strawberry part's probably going to be pretty good, but it could be overpowered by the pineapple. We're going to see. And then, I'll walk this way. We have currently 4.5 liters of water left. Which means I've drank 4 liters up to this point. I am almost halfway. About a mile from being halfway. Of course, now the wind picks up. So, I don't want to add too much weight back to my pack. But what I'm going to do, that's why I'm walking over here, is I'm going to consolidate my water into the Smart Water bottle and then Nalgene. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to use one of my collapsible water bladders. And I'm going to filter some of this water, which is very beautiful looking water. I only realistically want to filter 1 to 1.5 liters just because of the weight. So we're gonna see how that goes when we get to that point. But right now, I'm gonna walk back over here. I'm gonna have a good lunch. I will check back in when it's time to filter some water. this like that. And then I take the filter, screw it on there. Money. Ugh. And now we're good. Gravity will do its thing. Should have picked a posture that was better on my knees. Ugh. My poor knees. Okay. Got that. There's a bottle of crisp filtered water. Oh, my knees. Oh, God. Okay. All right, well, as nice as this area was, it is time to get back on the trail. We've got, it's like 1.8 miles. Next spot I want to stop at. So, see when we get there. Hopefully. Okay. So here's the deal. I have arrived at the bottom of the spur trail. That's the spur trail coming in to here. Now, this whole area, and even about a half mile that way, there's no access to the river, which I don't need. I have enough water to get back, but I do want it. So, to that end, about a half mile this way is access to the river, and that's where we're gonna go. It's a similar setup to where we were off the unmarked spur. So that'll be nice. I don't know what I'm going to do about sleeping. I will figure that out when I get there. So, see y'all there. Alright, well, we are here. I found a nice, slightly shaded spot behind this big tree, bush, whatever you want to call it. It's acting as a nice wind block, which should do well tonight if the wind stays from the direction it's coming. The river's right over there. Big rocky sandbar, like we saw before. A little bit of a rapid going on over there, so you can actually hear the river flowing, which is nice. Go check it out in a bit after I've rested a bit. Oh, my feet. I think the plan is, it is currently 3:40. So I'm gonna chill, recuperate as much as I can. I will probably be drinking a lot of water tonight, reloading before I go to bed. And then I'm gonna wake up fairly early tomorrow and probably get started right at first light. Because with that spur trail, man, it is a lot steeper than it looks. So I have a half mile up of that spur trail, and then I've got a massive incline after that spur trail, right after. And then from there, fortunately, it's mostly down all the way back to the trailhead. So tomorrow is going to be slow and steady. A lot of vertical. So I'm going to make sure I have at least 5.5 liters of water for tomorrow, after drinking a bunch tonight, to kind of prehydrate as much as I can. So that's the plan. Right now, I'm just gonna chill. I'll probably do some exploring down by the river a little bit. I'll eat dinner in a couple hours. And then, we'll see. I should have enough battery. I'll probably set the GoPro up again tonight. Oh, I gotta take care of my feet too. I've got a couple blisters that are forming. This path to get here was very sandy, and I can definitely feel that there's sand in my shoe. So I'm gonna have to take care of my feet. That's the agenda. I will check back in shortly. Oh boy. Alright, I have finished cleaning up my feet. Just a couple blisters to take care of. And I got my setup set up. So I'll take a zoomed out look in a second. I gotta get my shoes and stuff on, but yeah, this will be should be good. There isn't really any wind. I wouldn't mind a slight breeze, but yeah. I'm gonna get a little more situated, and then I'll probably go take a walk down by the river. Tired. Alright. This will be home for tonight. Even just moving out from behind that bush, the wind picks up a little bit, so it's doing a pretty good job of blocking the wind. Okay. Down to the river. See what I can find. Alright. We are at the river. It's crazy how it takes like an almost 90-degree bend right here. And it just goes this way. Water here is so clear. Nice little whirlpool right there. Whew. It's a pretty amazing spot. If you don't think about the climb we have to do tomorrow to get out of here. I'll probably get water from right here. Crazy to think that those canoers came through here. It's a bit of a spicy shot for a canoe. Huh. All right. Back to camp. All right. Dinner time. Got about 30 minutes before the shade hits me. An hour of sunlight. So, behold the goat, the greatest mountain house. Buffalo style chicken mac and cheese. At least for me, this is my favorite. It is hands down the best for me. Everyone has their preferences. So we do this again, just like yesterday. Less wind tonight, so it should burn a little, boil a little faster. Oh, look at it. It's so good. Oh, ow, ow. It boiled real fast. Oh, we still got plenty of water. Okay. Whew. All right. Some extra shakes. All right, now we're waiting. All right, time to eat. Ready to go. The sun has now set behind that mountain. Got about an hour till actual sunset, but temperature's gonna start dropping here. Oh yes. Oh, probably can't see that, but it looks good, believe me. Look at it. Look at the cheesy goodness. This is just the perfect blend of good carbs, good flavor. It's so good. Oh my God. This is one of those meals where you savor every single bite. And you just take your time. So when it's gone, it is gone, and I will be very sad, but I'm just gonna sit here and take my time with it. We'll check back in when I'm done. So good.
Alright. I'm tired. It's about 9. I'm going to sleep. Long day tomorrow. Lots of climbing. Alright. Good night. Good morning. It got cold again. The sun's coming up though. Time to get moving. But I'm so cozy. Alright. Alright. Camp's all packed up. Time to go. We are making it out just before the light crests the canyon. You can kind of see it starting to hit that one over there. But other than that, it is time to go. Alright, it's 8 o'clock. I'm back at the spur trail exit. Time to start climbing. It's about 300 feet up to the end of the spur trail, half mile. And the sun, she's a-coming. Alright, here we go. Close to the top of the scramble. The sun, she is coming. Getting real close now. Oof. All right, almost time. And right up there, here's the trail marker for the top of the spur trail. So yeah, screw you, son. It's gonna be over that peak any second. And then it's gonna get real hot. One last look.
Onward. I couldn't avoid it forever. The sun has finally caught up to me. Alright, and that's pretty much the start of my big climb, so give you some idea. Doubt this shows up well, but I did this trail backwards. And I'm about to do this climb. Yeah, it's not focused, but that's fine. This is pretty much where I am right now. About to go all the way up there. Yeah. About a mile and a half. Like, what are we talking here? It is 800 feet of gain. Okay. Nowhere to go but up. Here. Alright, making progress. We've come a bit of a ways. Looking ahead, I'm not sure if we're gonna go that way or that way. We'll find out soon. Onward. Quick update. The trail went to the right, which is good because that puts me in this nice shaded bit for the next little bit of the climb. Oh. Still got a bit to go. Close though. I can feel it very close. All right, almost to the top. Just wanted a quick check-in because look, if you look, you can see the little rock bar right where I was camped. Pretty good view. It is hot. It is getting hot. Almost there. Still not at the top. I'm very, very close now, but I wanted to stop. Ugh, I almost tripped and fall. And show you that you can actually see the little rock bar even better. You can even make out the little bit where there's a rapid. Man. Getting real close now. Onward and upward. All right, here it is. This is the high point of my adventure. Well, physically the high point. I am at the highest altitude I will be at. From here on, mostly descent. There's a few up and downs, but still good views. I'll probably stop soon for lunch. No, it's what time is it? It's almost 10. So I did that ascent in just pretty much right at 2 hours. That's pretty good. All right, onward. All right, well, I picked a nice, extremely windy spot to sit down for lunch. Man, as soon as I got over that high point, the wind just started ripping again. I'm doing my best to shield the camera right now, but it is ripping up here. Woo. So, I'm gonna sit down for a quick lunch. I was gonna eat on the go, but I made good time early, so we're actually gonna sit here right next to this cairn and just enjoy lunch. Lunch today is blueberry vanilla of these smoothies, which are extremely good. Love these things, working out great. A cookies and cream Quest bar, which is kind of a treat. I get to finish off the beef jerky I've been rationing. So this stuff is also extremely good. And then I totally forgot about what I packed. I had a stroopwafel. A s'more flavored stroopwafel. Forgot I had this. So yeah, I'm gonna eat all this. Finished off my first liter of water for the day, and I refilled. So 1 liter down, 3.5 liters remain. Should be plenty. I've got about 4.6 ish, mostly downhill. So I'm gonna go eat this food, and I'm gonna get back on the road. I'll check back in a bit. All right, so I finished lunch, and not far after, I'm walking through this little forest of all these cactus. These tall, I'll look up the name later and insert it here, but some of them are really freaking tall. Like this guy. This guy's at least 12 feet tall. Yeah, well, maybe closer to 10 feet, but it's still, there's some taller ones out there. It's wild that just in this one little spot, you see these all over the place, but this is the most in one spot that I've seen this whole trip. It's crazy. Should have walked a little further. The wind's not as bad here. Anyway. Man, after how hard the initial climb was this morning, this section of the trail is just amazing. Just walking through the desert. Slight decline, so we're going down. Nice breeze. But man, this is chill. This is a good way to end your last day. Alright, we are back in the wash that I was walking in on the first day. If you recall, I incorrectly started going down this path before I realized I missed my fork. I had to backtrack a bit. Now we're doing it in the correct direction. Ah, man, look at this. Even in here, the scenery is crazy. The only thing that's missing is if I had a nice gorn to fight. That would be fun. Alright, down the wash I go. Alright, here we are. Back at the fork that I missed the first time. Go that way to do it all again. That's back the way I came. Which makes that way home. I'm going that way. Ooh. So it's all ground we've already covered from here. I will check back in a bit. Alright, I am getting close. I have about an hour left. And I'm doing a section that I didn't do initially. This is kind of a little split off that gets you in the same place, but it's a little more distance, but something new, and man, it is something to behold. A little wash going through this valley. There's another valley over there, and that's where I'm going. Just more amazing sights. All right, onward. Not back yet, but man, I had to show. Look at this canyon that I'm walking through. Still in that wash. Man, walking on the gravel kind of sucks, but worth it. Holy crap. Almost back. All right, I did it. We are back at the trailhead. Oh man, I'll tell you what, this was one hell of an adventure. One that I highly recommend. Marufo Vega is, in my opinion, underrated as far as Big Bend is concerned. That was pretty amazing. But as far as playing on the trail, that's gonna be it. When I get back to my car, I'm gonna dunk a gallon of water on my head. I'm gonna go back to the ranger station and give him a trail report. Which you should always do. All right. That's it. Have a good one. Deuces. Bye.